stop on our journey along the timeline of eternity will be at the time of the formation of our Milky Way galaxy. From the beginning, when the energy started attracting other swirls of energy in outer space, it was masterminded by the first mind, the divine mind. The plan was laid out for eons to come. The energy of this mind has always been. It was and is sustained by clouds of subatomic particles whirling in from the far reaches of time and space, or eternity as we call it. These clouds of particles split apart as they neared the central ball of energy, and the intelligent pieces of matter gravitated to the core. These pieces of matter had programmed into them information as to how the universe would proceed to be formed. It's like instinct in animals. They all knew their part in the eternal plan of a perfect universe for the perfect energy of the Creator to abide in. It was determined by these particles just how long each stage of man's evolution would last and how each spinning top of energy would split and form galaxies. As to who programmed the particles, it certainly was a mastermind, the Creator himself, an all-powerful, wise, and forceful core of energy. In the beginning, the energy started spinning like a whirlpool. Perhaps you could picture a whirlpool as a rubber band spiraling downward. When it reaches a stop at the bottom, it will return, pull, or spiral back to the original shape. This is just one top, so to speak, that does this for one galaxy. There are many, many tops spinning, some at the beginning of the spin before the split, some having just split, some almost at rest, and others starting the upward spiral. Does this give a better picture of what's going on out there? The process of evolution must be completed by all in one galaxy before the spiral can completely return to its beginning. Spiral galaxies remind one of the whirlpool at Niagara Falls or radar pictures of hurricanes. Whether it is water, clouds, or a sea of stars, they all end up in a whirlpool motion if the conditions are right. As the center of the whirlpool got lower and lower, it split in half. As the split apart took place, picture taffy spinning at a high rate of speed, pieces at the point of the break started breaking off and flying in all directions. This explains that the universe is still moving outward. These pieces have not yet lost their momentum. This is what is meant by the expanding universe. The principle of like attracts like had come into play, and the galaxies, stars, suns, and planets were being formed. At the same time, the part of the spirit mind that was caught and swirling around in this process was given birth as the mind of our oversoul. This birth for our galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, was the great central sun, or Christ Michael, our Creator God. He is the oversoul of our galaxy and will use it to gain his own spiritual growth. Actually, our galaxy came into being as an accident because of the implosion of matter that had created itself through an eternity of energy, positive and negative attracted together. A nuclear explosion, being a chain reaction, means that the same process of buildup and explosion happened repeatedly in many different directions, like the rays coming off the sun. We are still in the chain reaction from the original explosion. It is still going on. Picture it as being in slow motion. The changing and forming of new planets and suns and stars is the continuation of the original nuclear explosion. But the continuation of this chain reaction will be stopped if the second stage of the nuclear explosion takes place on the Earth plane. Our atomic bomb was not quite accurate in the splitting of the atom. Had our scientists achieved this second stage, it would have stopped the chain reaction of the galaxy and suspended all growth. At the time of the original explosion, there went forth 12 rays or chains of energy that all went through the same process of buildup and explosion before settling into their place in the seventh universe. This time, the 12 streamers all had 12 differentiations of frequency. These 12 streamers are the galaxies, remember, and each galaxy gave birth to 12 solar systems. Our solar system is based on a pattern of 12 different states of being as far as frequencies. Each of these 12 different frequencies relate to a tone of the musical chromatic scale. The universe is alive with musical vibration at all levels in all space continuums. In our universe, there are time tubes that run through the universe, which, when found, would make space travel much easier and faster. The vibratory rate within these time tubes is totally different than the vibratory rate outside the tubes. Inside the tubes, the rate is tightened up. This is not the same as speeded up. There is a big difference. To speed up the vibratory rate makes a shimmer effect. To tighten the vibratory rate means to pull it together and make it sharper. Speeding up diffuses it, tightening it sharpens it. It is the same identical vibratory rate that is outside the tubes, but is tightened, which reduces the distance. The crossing of the paths, or the mating of two giant star nebulae, one male and one female, took place. Both had concentrated amounts of the Christ consciousness thought forms in them. This mating resulted in both the physical body of Christ Michael, the great central sun, and the mind of Christ Michael, which is the force field of the Milky Way galaxy, referred to as the Oversoul. When the stars crossed paths, or mated, so to speak, they gave off an emanation of Christ's love that fills the solar system. Anyone that is in tune will hear the message as it is broadcast to all areas of the Milky Way galaxy. Its Earth's name is Libra. All the stars in the zodiac have embedded in them or surrounding them a certain part of Christ Michael's emotional makeup, such as anger, strength, joy, love, and so on. There are only 3 solar systems completely formed in our galaxy thus far, although there will eventually be 12. There is a network of communication among these 3 solar systems, and also a separate network between most planets in one solar system. The intricate workings of our telephone communication system may be a good comparison to the communication network of the galaxies. The galaxies are in order. The gaseous cloud of dust that forms solar systems that will form the next one is already forming and can be detected by our astronomers. It really is mind-boggling, isn't it? The minds of these new bodies will be those who never descended onto a star or planet because their bodies haven't formed yet and are in the process of formation now.